And we're back up to the starting line prior to the start of the men's second Varsity 8 Petite final. Lane 1, University of Massachusetts. Lane 2, Boston College. Lane 3, Colby. Lane 4, UNH. Lane 5, UMass Lowell. Lane 5, Fairfield. Tell them it's okay. And the crews are being announced. And we have a start. All the crews are off cleanly. And out from under the bridge. It looks fairly even this first 20 strokes. Nobody with a decided advantage. No big jump out at the start like that Wesleyan third varsity a few races ago. This looks like a pretty even field. At the end of the first 250, it appears the crews on the Worcester side of the shore, Colby, Boston College, and UMass, have stretched out to a slight advantage over UNH, UMass Lowell, and Fairfield. But it looks like there's 3/4 of a length from first to sixth. Colby has had a really nice first 400 meters, and they lead at the north end of the Donahue Rowing Center dock. And we turn it over to Fred in the ship-to-shore launch.
Men's second varsity Petite final, crossing the 500 meters. In first place is Colby College. Colby College, coached by Stu Stokes, is neck and neck with the crew right on their starboard side. Boston College, those two crews have separated themselves from the other four. Colby and Boston College, neck and neck. Now it's Boston College inching back in the lead. Back and forth it goes between Colby and BC. About a length behind those two crews. On the far side is UMass. Lane 1, lane 4 is UNH. So we have two crews out in front, two crews level in the middle of the field, and then closer to the camera in lanes 5 and 6. Lane 6 we have Fairfield in the red shirts, and trailing the field is UMass Lowell in 6th with the royal blue shirts. Now Boston College has extended their lead a little bit more over Colby. Boston College has a deck length. Not much, but they seem to be moving. Their boat is running for them. Colby's trying to hang on. It's those two here in the Petite finals of the men's second Varsity 8 race. Now UNH is moving away from UMass. UNH has a half a length over UMass, so it's BC out front. About 4 seats over Colby. Colby has a length over UNH. UNH has a half a length over UMass. And the crew right in front of us here, Fairfield, is starting to come back on terms with UMass on the far side and UNH. Into the third 500 now. BC has extended their lead over Colby. BC now has 5 seats over Colby. Fairfield right in front of the camera in the red and black, trying to come back level with UNH. Giving a third 500 push here. Petite finals. Men's second Varsity 8 race. It is BC out front. Colby in second, UNH in third, UMass in fourth, Fairfield fifth, and UMass Lowell is in sixth place. And we are turning it over to the finish line announcer, Tom Tiffany, for the remainder of this race.
I can barely see them, Fred, but it does look like the lineup that you described, with the Screaming Eagles still screaming along up there at the front. Also over in lane 1, UMass is looking like they're strong, but the two fastest crews are right in the middle, side by side with each other, and that's Colby in lane 3 and Boston College in lane 2. Colby looming a little larger than they were before through my binoculars, but let me take another quick look. I still think that Boston College has about a half length, if not more, lead over Colby. But what's happening over there in the far side? Fairfield, also in red, coming up ahead of UMass Lowell and UNH. Definitely still Boston College, but who's this over here in lane 1? But none other than UMass. Okay, so Boston College looks strong with about 25 strokes to go. But UMass and Colby are having a real duel. I think that Colby is going to have the best of it, but they're going to have to earn that silver medal. I mean, this is the Petite. I'm sorry, this is not a medal race. And Boston College is going to take the 7th position. UMass and Colby still fighting, but it looks like Colby's about 6 seats up now. They're in across next. And then, boy, we really had a lot of tweaking with UMass Lowell and UNH. Finally, Fairfield coming across with UMass Lowell. So that concludes the Petite final of the men's second varsity eights. The grand final is getting close to coming to the starting line. Over to you at the start, Gary.